Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
I love Ben Reilly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Spider-Cast. And it's the end of the month. You know what that means. Those soccer hooligans are back. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Mr. Signal of Doom himself, coming to you straight from the Signal of Doom. It is Dave.
Hello, Phil. Hello, Ray. Hello, listeners. Proud to be here. I'm fresh off a 3-hour recording session with Signal and just ready to roll. Minimum Carnage, minimum interest.
Whoa!
I'm only kidding.
And, of course, you know who's here. King of the Marvel Snap. It is Ray himself.
How's that? How you going, Phil? Just wanted to appeal there. Luckily, I got the finger, so, yep, out. She's out. Hey, hi, Phil. Hey, Dave. Excited to be here, still riding the waves of victory. Life is better when you're a winner.
Yep,
Let's say.
agreed. Ray's talking about the World Cup for the non-Australian listeners. For the US listeners who are glued to your cricket sets, Australia are the proud winners of the World Cup, and we will reign loud over the next 4 years.
Congratulations, but I thought maybe Ray was talking about his recent run on Marvel Snap.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Go fish, Ray. Go fish.
Which, by the way, I've got to say, I did start the tradition last time, Phil. This time round, Shadowcat managed to beat the Marauders in a fantastic battle. Yes, so
By yourself?
with that. No, I played. I played a multiplayer today. 4 players. So,
Marlene?
it was no Marlene. It had it was all a women's affair. It had Shadowcat, Psylocke. You would love that, Phil. Storm and X-23. All 4 of us.
Pretty tasty foursome. Pretty proud of myself for that comment as well. Can I just
Good job, Dave. All right, so yes, we're here. It's time to talk Minimum Carnage, which basically got its own Alpha and Omega, and then crossed over between Scarlet Spider was at 10 and 11, and Venom 26 and 27. So
Yeah.
the event no one's heard of.
oh,
I was like, minimum. I was thinking to myself, why would any writer think Minimum Carnage is the sell? And then we got into it. I was like, I see. We're going small. We're going real small. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Look, it's something I did not expect. I didn't read this when this first came out. Obviously,
I never heard of it.
Minimum Carnage, obviously riffing off what we all know, Maximum Carnage.
Mm.
So yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and it was funny. Like I thought, like the Microverse. This is a cool take.
Can I ask, is this the same Microverse in Quantumania? Is that the same sort of thing it is?
I guess it's part of the same thing, right, Phil? It's just a different.
yeah, it's again,
universe?
it's the MCU version of it. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got another question. So what I don't understand is, are they actually alive in there? Is it actually a universe? I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, it is. It is like its own little universe. Yeah, because that's again, that's where like Psycho Man comes from. You know, the Fantastic Four villain and stuff. Yeah, I mean there are
A classic villain.
Yeah.
You got to mention.
Okay. Wow.
And more importantly, they say in this this little saga that it all hinges on like what if the Microverse collapses, so does the Macroverse. So things are at stake.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Like when the creatures came out of the guy's face, I was like, oh wow, it's in the real world now. I thought that we were sort of playing pretend, you know.
No, because it's kind of like I think it's as Phil said, it's similar to the Quantum Mania. So like they exist, but at a really subatomic level.
Yeah, and then again, Russell says Micronauts. Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I mean, that was wasn't that kind of some of those people were supposed to be? Although I think there were some members I hadn't recognized before, but Micronauts.
Does anyone else think it's really lame when they always do the Starship Enterprise kind of thing and like the captain sitting there? I mean, like, do we always have to follow the most cliched shit? Like,
yeah, it's a bit generic.
I mean, it was cute. I know it was cute the first time, Dave, but yeah, it seems like every time they do something like that, it's always. Although I think like Claremont set that up where like the Shi'ar were kind of like that the first time. So every time someone writes like,
no, he did.
Shi'ar,
I saw it, and he was ripping off Star Trek like left, right, and center in those issues. I remember reading and thinking, man, Claremont's. He even sees the word Prime Directive at one point.
Oh.
And I was just like, wow, Chris Claremont, not afraid of being sued. But like, here we are 40 years later, and when I saw that, I actually groaned. I was like, really? Please, like, just say make it so, just to make my agony all the more, you know?
Well, I'm not much of a...
I hate the Microverse. I fucking hate the Microverse.
Do you? Yeah.
Like, it's lame as fuck. That's my opinion.
I've come across it a few times. I mean, Ant-Man obviously has. There was I think I'm trying to remember. There was it's either Marvel Spotlight or Marvel Comics Presents or something, where Ant-Man goes into the Microverse as well, and that was kind of fun. It was back in the 80s, I think, from memory, or early 90s.
Yeah. I mean,
it was Marvel 2-in-1. I think it was with the Thing. The Thing and Ant-Man. Yeah, they go.
What do you think of this, Phil? Because obviously I've got my opinion, and I'm raring to go. Ray's, as always, the diplomat. Where are you on this?
I mean, once again, I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, it depends who's writing it too. I mean, there are some good, Microverse stories, and some are just like leave you cold. Like Ray said there, I mean, there's some stories, like, I know there's that one, what was it? In the early 90s, there's when the 3 Spider-Man annuals, there's a story where Spider-Man's just shrinking, and eventually he just shrinks all the way down to the Microverse and has to fight the Psycho Man.
The Hulk as well, Dave? The Hulk's been in the Microverse.
Oh, yeah, that
sounds better.
Yeah, that's where Jor-Ella's comes from and stuff, yeah.
But, I mean, despite the Microverse
Fantastic
as well...
Four,
Yeah, I'm just going to veer away a little bit from that, Dave. Try to get away from the fire there. Just the good things I really found interesting. Again, I think the depiction of Kaine was awesome. He's just such a grumpy bastard. And
great.
He wanted to kill Venom. Like, I love that. He's going, I'm going to so kill you. Once we get out,
and can I use the word Venom? Can I use Venom in quotes?
I was wondering what Dave was going to think of Flash Thompson.
Jesus Christ! Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm wearing a Venom shirt. Notice it's the real Venom, not the lame ass Venom. Flash Thompson, a character, by the way, who would never be this. This is modern comic book storytelling at its absolute lowest. They took Flash Thompson to war. They crippled him. They made him an addict of Venom. But guess what? It's not the Venom anyone wants, kids. This is the crap Venom. He doesn't even act like Venom.
Yeah.
Forget about this. Is like Captain America with a Venom skin on him.
Yeah, they really tried. That was them really trying to make Venom a hero. I don't know.
But why?
Well, what's happened? He's dead now, isn't he, Phil?
Flash Flash is. I just saw him. Oh yeah, no. There was a new Carnage. Speaking of, there was a new Carnage #1 this week, and Flash is in it. He's anti-Venom now. He has that white suit.
He's anti-Venom.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! You know, I preferred Flash Thompson in the fucking schoolyard bullying Peter Parker to this shit.
No, it's that's the thing. It's like now they give anyone a symbiote because that's what me and Loth were complaining about because. Like the Red Goblin series just ended. Normie Osborn had a symbiote. Liz had his mother just had a symbiote. I'm like, everyone has a symbiote.
You're a symbiote.
Exactly.
You're a symbiote.
It's the same, like Ghost Rider and Black Panther. All the legacies, like they all get watered down because everyone can be one now. You know what I mean? And you lose that kind of specialness. I also want to call out Carnage. I thought Carnage was absolutely brilliant in this Minimum Carnage.
Hey, at least Carnage was being Carnage.
Oh
yeah, he was really really kind of dangerous.
Someone was on model for this. I hated the title Minimum Carnage. I think that's a really bad selling point. But the actual character of Carnage in this was Carnage. He was recognizable as Carnage. It wasn't Carnage.
And the art for him. Yeah, the art for him was really good. I loved how he was just continually moving, and he was like all kind of. You could just see it kind of him constantly morphing.
Can I point out something that if I had one wish for comic book storytelling, it would be don't embed a fucking journalist so they can do a first person narrative. It's one of my because it's been done, and you know who does it best? Lois Lane, and everyone else is a cheap imitation. And this piece of shit journalist they picked up, Keenan, she's a nobody. She's there only to provide first-person narration. It's so jarring. It's so useless. It really annoys me that that's actually a character, because it's just a cipher.
Yeah, it's like, did she really add anything to this story?
Nothing.
I mean,
Zero.
you could have done this story without her.
All she added was that she did the inevitable thing where she started talking about, like, I always cover the weird stuff, all that kind of stuff. But mostly it was just first-person narration. And it drives me crazy because that's actually, can I be honest, that's actually really bad storytelling to have to do that. To have to bring a journalist in to provide narration for no other purpose, who's not a character that anyone knows.
Yeah, not established.
It's actually a really bad sign of storytelling. And the writers should hang their heads in shame over that. And if I was their editor, I'd call them in and I'd go, well, who the fuck is this? And I'd throw a book at them or something because
call them
it
wouldn't
happen on Julie Short's watch, I can tell you that much.
Garden of Foxes. Yeah.
Garden of Fox would never turn tripe like this in.
I think
I wasn't happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it, I know the symbiotes were a big part of this story, about, destroying the Microverse and stuff, but it's like, I think we got too much Venom and not enough Scarlet Spider, and two, I don't know if it's kind of like, because we had two writers, we had Chris Yost and Cullen Bunn who was writing Venom, so it's like, I don't know if those two styles were just mashing together and stuff. So
I can't say I didn't notice that because because a couple of the issues were Venom books and a couple of issues were Scarlet Spider books. So like when it was kind of Venom heavy, I didn't check, but I just assumed, okay, because I'm reading a Venom book. Like,
I thought most of it was Venom heavy. I'm like,
there was a lot of Venom. There was a lot of the Scarlet Spider was mostly... The Scarlet Spider was used well, and I really like him, and I like his sense of humour.
I'm just liking him more and more. He's really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Agent Venom, or Venom, I hate calling him Venom, was just the most watered-down version of Venom I've ever seen. I don't even understand why Venom was so watered down. Like, why?
Well, the government didn't the government get hold of him and just kind of they kind of mucked around with the symbiote?
They basically they had lobotomized the symbiote, so basically it was just supposed to be this thing where it just responded to Flash. But then, as you saw in this,
Venom though? Is it Venom?
It's Venom.
I believe it was the original symbiote. Yeah, it was the one. Yeah, it was Brock's symbiote. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. But then it's gone a bit haywire, as you can see. Like, there's sometimes he loses control because I think Venom's kind of coming back.
Yeah, I liked that. When that was happening, I was liking it. I also, one of the few things I liked in the Microverse was when the fairy character was hating him that much because, the interaction between the symbiote and the Microverse, there was something going on there. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think the presence of the symbiote in the Microverse was just causing the Microverse to go a bit weird because even that Quark guy touched Venom's suit and it felt like something weird happened. So yeah.
No, I thought it was good. That was a good thing about this story. The weak parts of this story, if I could be brutally honest, the fucking team, whatever they were called, like the
Enigma Force or something.
Enigma Force sucked. Yeah. It was so poorly developed. I liked the stuff with Carnage and Venom and like the blood banks or whatever it was. That could have been fleshed out more.
Yeah.
Body banks. I would have taken all the stuff about Enigma Force out. That added nothing. It was confusing. Also, the mysterious guy who just what was his name? The Redeemer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did anyone expecting both of them, the adversary and the prophet, to be revealed? Like, we never saw their faces. I just assumed that we were going to get a big reveal.
I thought it was going to be someone that we knew.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. That's what it seemed like to me too. Yeah,
it's going to be Kang or something,
or Psycho Man. Yeah, somebody.
Knew.
Yeah.
But it was just another plot thread that Marvel kicks down the road, for all those 4 people who give a shit about the Microverse. Shout out to Russell there, he knows all about it. But like, can I be honest? This was it was a really badly executed crossover that had some good bits. The idea behind it was poor. The execution was poor. The characterization of Venom was average. The characterization of Scarlet Spider was much better. Characterization of Carnage was good. They were the best parts. The terrible parts were everything to do with Enigma Force and just padding, padding for.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's the weakness of this thing. I think it's too long. Maybe get rid of the Alpha and Omega issues, and maybe just do the 2 Venom and 2 Scarlet Spider issues and make it tighter.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I didn't. There was a lot of text and dialogue in this. Funnily enough, it didn't seem to drag for me. I don't know. I don't know.
It was a quick read. It was a quick read, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, and I agree with Dave too. I mean, most of it's set in the, except for the first and last parts. I mean, most of it's set in the Microverse. I could have used more of them battling Carnage on Earth.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest as well, the Microverse is not the most exciting place to be. I mean, I've come across it many times in the comics. It's never really. It's always, to me, even the the Peter David stuff with the Hulk, Microverse, all those characters and stuff. To me, they're not really that interesting.
Again, it depends on the writer. It depends on the writer.
Yeah. But they all seem to have the same flavor. Like that Enigma Force, I don't know. There's some sort of genericness to them that reminded me of something else. That Bug guy reminded me of what's his name, Meek from
Big Time.
Hulk. And the leader reminded me of like Corsair, the Starjammers actually.
But
and I'm not a big fan of the Starjammers.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? Yeah. It's because they're ripping that stuff off. It's the most thin characterization and plot ever. So the reason it reminds you of it is because that's what they're ripping it from.
Well, I think too, it's like they're trying to do this team. I think it is stuff from the Micronauts, but I think there's certain stuff they can't use because of rights issues at this point. So it's like, why are you doing these characters then? If you
Let me be the first to say, who gives a shit about the Micronauts?
I mean, they do have their fans. I know I don't, but
sure. There's like 12 of them. They're scattered around the globe. Yeah,
hello, Russell.
I don't care about the Micronauts, man. I'm in no mood for the Micronauts. And
it was.
Hey, wait a minute. Micronauts have their fans.
Howdy, y'all.
I mean, if anything, though, it was interesting to put Scarlet Spider, Venom, who kind of is like space hopping anyway, but Carnage in like a cosmic adventure. And listeners, you've got to be reminded that Dave is not the biggest Marvel cosmic fan. So I know this is a Microverse, but it was very kind of cosmic, of course. So probably didn't hit the home run there for you, Dave. But yeah, no, it was interesting to see the Spider villains and heroes in space. I thought that was pretty cool. And again, you're right.
It was
the
cool
most
seeing Venom and Carnage and the Scarlet Spider. That was
cool. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, the most exciting bits were when I think it was in the lead up. It was around the middle, like part 3 and 4, when Carnage finds whatever, the Redeemer or whatever, and Scarlet Spider, and then Kaine and Carnage go at it. And I just loved how Kaine just beats the hell out of Carnage, and he's kind of going more, give me more. But I love his savagery. He's just really, really different.
I thought Scarlet Spider was so far and away the best character in this. He had all the best lines.
Yeah,
the way he just did not even want to be involved to start out with was mirroring my own feelings. And just his sarcasm throughout was consistent. It was excellent. And then at the end, when he, spoilers kids, kind of lobotomizes Carnage, I was just loving it.
Well, that was chilling at the end, like the epilogue.
I
thought it was great.
I was happy. Yeah,
it's like like Carnage is even deadlier than ever because he's actually wiped out the last human remains of Carnage. So that was cool. I thought it was very good.
I also want to pay credit to a very good first panel in this trade where Cletus is looking up and says yes to the mystery person who then breaks him out. I thought that was a really good open for the event.
Mm-hmm.
And I do rate an open like that. I thought the opener was excellent. I was let down by the Microverse for reasons Ray's already explained. And I also liked as soon as they got out of that microverse, when the creatures came out of the guy's skin, I was like, "Wow, this is insane!"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah, give me more of this shit."
Yeah, I love that
Also,
bit.
how small were they? Because they seem to be about 2 inches high, or they?
No, I think they were growing. Like I think they just. I think that when they came out with Carnage, I think
I think they were growing. I think they were growing slowly. Yeah.
So they started off as microscopic, and they just got bigger, and then that's when people started getting sick. Is when I guess they kind of jumped out.
And I think a few thousand people died, didn't they? They said it was.
Well, they only said 23 at the end.
Oh, is that all they said?
In Texas? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to be honest here. That's so spineless of Marvel. They should have said the way that
hundreds.
was looking. Hundreds, if not thousands, should have died. They're 23. It's 23. Are we sure we've counted all the bodies correctly?
And there seem to be bodies everywhere.
There was bodies all over the place. The body count was very low considering the epicness of what just happened.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a bit surprising. A low number.
That's the spinelessness of Marvel, though. That's Marvel. Just they don't want to scare people too much with a big body count. You know.
I mean, sometimes they do, but...
By the way, I just want to make a shout-out. They brought back a new Punisher, exactly the same as the old Punisher, so why the fuck did you bother? You know?
I haven't read that. Haven't read that yet. I've got it.
They bring it back. Dude, they mirror Frank Castle's story.
Oh, yeah, did I see Dead Wife, Dead Kids? Yeah.
Bombers,
and it's like, oh, excuse... And he's even wearing the skull. It's like, excuse me, I thought this was too hot to touch. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. All right.
Now, how come he takes it? I haven't read it, but how come he takes I've got it in the pile, but how come he takes on the Punisher mantle? Does he know of Frank and all that, or is it just coincidence?
No, it's a mistaken identity thing. He's it's really lame. He's wearing this shield suit which looks like a skull, and so everyone calls him the Punisher, and he's like, "Oh, damn suit." And then he's got his own micro. He's got his own dead wife. Kids. All I'm saying is, and I'll say this for the record, Punisher should always have been Frank Castle. But if he was so hot to touch and we were all so terribly racist and sexist and horrific to be following the Punisher all these years, why then did you just bring out an exact Punisher clone and that's okay? What's the difference?
I think it's the symbol. They were worried too.
But he's wearing the symbol.
I know, but it's different. But it's different than the old one. It is different than the old one. I know. Slightly. I agree with you. You know, it's going to be. Yeah. This guy's going to become the legacy character. You know, he's going to become Frank Castle's U.S. agent or something, or War Machine. You know.
Well, that's
what's
what's
he reckon? Okay.
Also, can I say this? The actual issue is quite good.
Oh, really?
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I should mention that the actual issue is actually decent. It's a decent Punisher issue. There's nothing wrong with the issue. I'm just making a point. It's just also silly. It's just also stupid. It's controversial.
I mean, so you must be glad that he's back there. In a way, the Punisher's back, right? You're glad that he's back?
I want Frank Castle, and I want Vietnam back as well. But fuck being glad. No, I'm not glad at all. I'm as glad about the Micronauts and fucking Microverse as I am about this bullshit. But I will say this. The actual issue itself, just as an issue, as a crime story, is good. It's well worth reading. So, you know.
But what if Frank physically hands across his costume to the guy? Would that be good?
I'll get the revolver, put it in my mouth and end it. Because I like the taste of the metal. In the words of Robert Downey Jr., I like the taste of the metal. No, I mean, who cares, man? At the end of the day, they can't take away my Frank Castle. They've put him in Fantasyland, which is a joke. And I hope he comes out of Fantasyland extra.
What? In Fantasyland? What's happening?
He's in Fantasyland, dude. That's where Jason Aaron wrote him off to.
Yeah, he's in another dimension, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Fantasyland.
Oh, is that War of the Realms? Is that because of War of the Realms?
No, it was the end of the last Punisher series. That where the hand was
hand in hand with some kids, and he's it's so lame. I can't even describe it. It's just the worst. But he's in Fantasyland, man. Yeah, with the children just dancing around.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're supposed to be happy about it. I'm not happy. I don't know if anyone can tell.
So they have them shuffled off to another dimension so they can pull them out whenever they want. So yeah.
I hope they pull him out tomorrow, Phil. I hope they pull him out tomorrow. And you know what? I would take, if you said to me, he's going to be Frank Castle Punisher in Vietnam for the rest of time, the rest of my lifetime, I'd take it.
I mean, that is the best version, but it's I don't know if you can do Vietnam because that ages as time goes on, that ages the character.
No, but dude, I want him in Nam.
I
want him in Nam, in country. Yeah.
How about that should have been the ending. You have him in Vietnam, but he has like amnesia or something, and he doesn't remember his Frank
You know how
Castle.
there's PC police, Phil? Tonight I'm the anti-PC police. I'm everything. That PC
what a
is,
change
I'm
of pace!
Yeah, I'm opposite, man. I'm playing opposite game to PC tonight. Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad you've taken on that role this week, Dave.
Yeah, I know. Normally, I like to play it real down.
I know.
Deliveries.
Every other week you're on it. Every other month you're on here. You're like, oh golly gosh, I love all these comics.
I blame the Microverse and the Micronauts Russell's mentioned. It's angered me. Anyway, I'll hand it over to Phil or Ray because I'm sure they've got.
But I mean, you did mention the Punisher, and you said Crime Story, and it clicked with me. I know Ray's excited because coming up, I think it starts here pretty soon. The gang war storyline for Spider-Man, but there's a bunch of stuff crossing over. Like there's gonna be a Luke Cage miniseries in there.
Shang-Chi.
They're restarting this. They're restarting Spider-Woman. Ray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone's got to buy it so that we get an ongoing series.
So I do believe Tombstone is going to be a part of this, Ray. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, no,
Ray,
absolutely.
Are you saying that, Ray, so you can have content for your podcast?
He's we got plenty to talk about.
But I mean, they are restarting Jessica Drew, so yeah.
But Tombstone is in the middle of it. Like he kind of, I guess you could say, instigated it at the wedding, right, of his daughter, and so that's kind of how it started, right?
Gang war.
Yeah, because there was a whole thing about him wanting the crime families or whatever to attend the wedding, but then someone tried to assassinate.
Yeah, I think Hammerhead pretty much has people like trying to kill him.
I'm a little bit behind, so if that's come out, okay, all right.
Yeah, so Hammerhead, like Hammerhead and a bunch of stuff, and
I saw. This sounds good.
Oh yeah.
It's a full-on crime war.
Like I said, and there's a couple miniseries in there. There's a Daredevil 3-issue mini in there, but it's Elektra's Daredevil in there. Yeah, so
there's an Agent Venom special there, Dave, as well. Agent Venom.
You're deliberately trying to know me, Ray. I know. I can sense that.
You know what? I just saw. I saw one of the solicits. I think yesterday. I didn't even realize. It looks like one of my other favorites might be in there. Diamondback.
Really?
Yeah.
No. There are two Diamondbacks. Be careful because Spider-Woman goes up against Diamondback, and it's the Diamondback from Bendis' Defenders.
Oh, okay. Oh man! Come on! It better be the woman.
I don't think it's unfortunately.
Not Captain America's floozy.
I hope. I wish. I hope.
I wish.
It's a gangster.
I honestly think I'm going to say something controversial. I think that was one of the greatest romantic pairings in Marvel comic history.
Thank you.
Anarchy Dave.
Really enjoyed that. That was in Mark Grunwald's run.
Yes,
I really enjoyed that.
Yes,
I really thought it was well done.
Yep.
It was, and it was like opposites attract also a bit, because she was a scamp and he's Captain America.
Preach!
I thought that was such a well done. Yeah.
Mark Grunwald, one of the greatest comic writers we've ever had.
Exactly.
God rest his soul. Yes.
Everyone, I don't think you'd find someone who doesn't like Grunwald.
You could walk down the street and just ask people, "How's Mark Grunwald as a writer?" They say, "Fantastic."
They walk off.
That's mine. I mean, if I could talk to someone from beyond the grave, it would be him. It'd be him before Stan Lee. I would be like, "Give me Grunwald."
Well, Stan Lee also spoke so much.
True. Yeah.
Who would be your writer, Dave?
Gardner Fox.
You know who it is.
Yeah,
he already has seances to talk to him. You know who it is.
The only other person is recently passed would be Alan Grant because I wanted to get him on the show so badly, but he passed away. But it would be Gardner Fox purely for just the pure longevity. I'd also be very tempted Robert Kanigher as well.
But Alan Grant, I would love to talk. I would love to talk to Alan Grant just for his what work.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah, and it's his Lobo, his Judge Dredd, his Demon.
But I know, for me, it's always been.
I really wanted to get him on the show.
My favorite character.
Kind of retired, like his health wasn't the greatest. I don't think in the last couple of years, and unfortunately, that was when I was trying to get him on the show.
Yeah.
But
he's
passed away. But God bless him.
So Ray, who would be your
Ray,
writer?
What about you?
Yeah, no, I think it would be Grunwald. I absolutely love him. He's up there for me with...
Let's say you can't be Grunwald because Phil's already picked it. Who else?
Peter David.
He's still alive.
Barely, has to be dead. Eh? Okay.
He'll be dead, man. He's got to be dead.
Okay.
Peter David's hanging on to life.
Okay. So it has to be someone who's passed. Oh God, I don't know who has passed. I don't know.
They've got to have caught the last train out.
John Romita.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, the artist. Yeah. As for writer, I can't.
Senior. Yeah.
Did you like the way, Ray, that I just disallowed Mark Grunwald? I just disallowed Mark Grunwald for Ray.
Yeah, I know. And it put me on the spot then. I thought it was in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I fed you a short ball, Ray.
Yeah.
He could. Well, at least he tried. He could have gone the easy route and said Stan Lee.
Yeah.
You just got Jack Kirby.
Kirby. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it would have been good as well. Is Gene Colan, is he alive or is he dead?
No, he's dead, Ray.
Okay, he would be one. Gene Colan.
Who was the guy, Michael Fleischer, who wrote a lot of Conan? He wrote a lot in general.
He wrote Spider-Woman as well.
Oh, there you go.
He was a good writer. Sometimes he was average, but he was often pretty good. And he had a really long career. He's the exact kind of person that I love to get on Signal due to their length and their breadth of work. Anyway, I did this big researching thing on him, and man, the trail got real cold and real sad by the end.
Oh.
He was in Africa. There was mental health, not mental health. There was brain problems. There was all sorts of stuff going on. I lived the I got to the end of that trail and it was a sticky end.
Yeah.
And I turned around to Michelle and said, "We can't get him for Signal. He's dead."
Well,
it's always bad when you go to Wikipedia and it starts with "was" and you're like, "I guess I can't."
Yeah. And then you look for the brackets. Where's the D? Yeah.
Yeah, was.
It's someone I thought he died. Who wasn't dead. I thought Marv Wolfman had passed, and then I saw him release a comic.
Yeah, I wonder if you're thinking of George. I wonder if you're thinking of George Perez, who they
George Perez. Yeah. No, but Wolfman's been around for yonks.
So, yeah. I mean, he's an older gentleman, but yeah, he's still around. Yeah.
He's around. Yeah. And he did that. What if Blade?
Yeah, he did the what if.
Died.
Yeah.
We just reviewed it on the show. Actually,
was it good? The Dracula one was that?
No,
was it good?
No.
It was? No, it wasn't.
Oh. No, it was awful. Yeah. Sorry, Marv. But it's going to be on Signal. You'll get our full thoughts.
Yep.
No, it was awful.
It'll be hot. It'll be fresh.
I didn't get it then. That's good. You saved me $8 there, Dave. So
I'll tell you what is good and who we're going to be talking to. Me and Lilf are going to be talking to on tomorrow night. D.G. Chichester, Daredevil Black Armor #1.
Oh, did that come out this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to him. We're going to be talking to him Monday night. So
can't wait to read that.
It is really good. And
you've read? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, nice.
If you loved his 90s Daredevil run, you'll love it.
Oh, I loved his 90s.
Did you see on Twitter, Phil, that he was he took his mum to the comic book store?
Yeah, so that's going to be my first question. I'm going to be like, did Mum love the first issue?
Yeah. Mum's like, you write comics, okay.
But Ray, it's one of your favorite. I mean, it's a Bagley cover, but inside one of your favorite artists, Netho Diaz.
Netho Diaz, it would look awesome. Actually, I'm just because he's doing Predator. I mean, I'm really
pleased with these people. They're bringing back to do the specials. I'm actually Tom DeFalco's Secret Wars book just came out.
Yes,
the first issue. I haven't read it yet, but I'm keen to get him on the show, and I'm going to read that comic ASAP. I think it's really good because I think a lot of these people they're bringing back, they're pretty big names who had big runs, and you're letting them tell the story back when they were telling the story, so it's easier. Like they don't have to try to conform to whatever the latest bullshit version.
Yeah, it's all set in the 90s and stuff. Yeah.
I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, the Howard Mackie, Danny Ketch, I really enjoyed that mini.
I loved it. Yeah.
Peter David, I mean, they let him do
Joe
two.
Fixit,
I mean, they let him do his Captain Marvel, and they let him do Joe Fixit in Vegas. Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, enjoyed
and he
those.
also, I don't know if it was Peter David, but one of them did New Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I think that was Peter David too. Yeah,
I really liked it. I enjoyed that. And I thought that was a lot of fun. Do we know what the reports are on Peter David's health? Is he still in hospital or is he out?
I haven't seen anything lately. I don't know.
Just sort of like a GoFundMe thing.
The last thing I saw was quite negative. but this was a while ago that I checked.
Yeah. Oh well, hope you can turn the corner.
It's tough, isn't it? It sounded like he had quite a lot of health problems, but I don't know. But I'm glad that these creators, who I think are quite seminal, are getting to go back to the characters, and tell further stories. Because I think I saw your guy Phil, is it D.G. Chichester? He was saying that he hadn't done much stuff. Some of the stuff he's doing in this mini series, he hadn't touched on some of the stuff before.
Well, yeah,
his dad. Yeah,
they kind of ripped him off the series. I mean, if you listen, he'll even say like he didn't even know he was off the book until one of his friends in the office was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, that you're gone from the book." He's like, "What?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he didn't get time to like wrap up his run. So yeah, this is kind of
and you can tell like towards the end, it's a bit
it's abrupt. Yeah.
So that's I would like DC to do that a bit as well. And I'll give you guys a tip for a good book. It's not Marvel; it's a DC one. It's Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead.
I saw the cover to that today. Yeah,
really good. I swear to God, we did it on the show tonight. It is such a good read, and Eduardo Risso, who I really like from 100 Bullets, does the artwork, and it's beautiful.
Nice.
It's like
did Rich like it, or
he didn't like it as much as me, but he did like it. Yeah.
Okay.
He gave it a 7. I gave it an 8.5.
Oh wow, 7. That's pretty. Yeah.
He's not the happy-go-lucky, carefree spirit that Dave is.
When I like something, Phil, I'm all flowers.
Oh, I know, yeah.
But if I see Marlene come in a robe, I'm a very happy camper.
Lavish.
But
happy camper, aka he's pitching a tent.
Yeah, exactly. But let me tell you, Sergeant Rock. I love Sergeant Rock, and I said to Rich tonight, I said, guess what? Sergeant Rock's just hit the top 10 in my list.
Oh,
Frank Castle's taken a look, and he said Rock's climbing. He's climbing.
Was it just a one shot, Dave? Or
it's like a 6-parter.
Oh, 6-parter.
The artwork is beautiful. It's also we got the trade. I'm picking up the hardcover, by the way. This is how committed I am. I'm picking up the hardcover, and it's got a lot of. I don't normally give a shit about variant covers, but but seriously. The covers by Gary Frank and others and some of the variants are absolutely fantastic. The artwork is beautiful. Like they've really put some of their best artists on this whole thing.
Nice.
I'd like to see them do more stuff like this more often, and I'd also be interested to know how this sells because I'm super excited. And Bruce Campbell wrote it. He did a good job.
Oh,
Bruce Campbell wrote it. Wow.
Yeah. Bruce Campbell wrote
hence, I can understand the link now to the zombies.
And I thought it was going to be... Look, I'm an idiot. I thought it was going to be versus Deadites. And I thought it was like a crossover between... I thought we did
Army of
right,
Darkness.
But it's not. It's basically just
zombies.
Sergeant Rocket Easy Company versus... They're zombies, but they can talk a bit and stuff. So they're not totally mindless. They're mostly mindless. And
I might pick that
good.
Up. That sounds pretty good.
Really
written by
it.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Written by Bruce Campbell, art by Eduardo Risso, and it's fantastic.
Cool.
So there you go. There's my ad.
Haven't read it, have you, Phil?
No, I haven't read it, no. So that sounds interesting, though.
And DC Comics, I am accepting sponsorships for paid inserts in shows. Paid inserts in Scarlet Spider.
Pay me!
Show me the money.
Speaking of mindless, Minimum Carnage.
Minimum Carnage, Minimum Interest.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really. It just leads a little bit. It gives us a little bit of a carrot at the end with Carnage, but that's not necessarily linked to Scarlet Spider.
Yeah,
I guess because that is an Omega issue. So
yeah, it might be. And again, it might be more of a Venom thing at that point. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just that we're used to a different flavor of story with Scarlet Spider at this point, and this is.
I applauded it. It's being different, being set somewhere else,
and you know what it is. They were probably trying to get sales up on one or both of these books. The Venom book and the Scarlet Spider book. So they were just.
Yeah, it was cool to see. Yeah, I would love to see them fight a bit more. There was a fight that they had, right?
But
very brief.
Yeah, like in the beginning.
Yeah. Way too brief. Can I be honest? I don't know why any self-respecting Venom fan would be happy with this fucking abortion of Venom that we have to watch. It's just It's the most watered down, pussified version of Venom I've ever seen. And Flash Thompson, I preferred you when you were bullying Peter Parker in the schoolyard. You know?
Yeah, that is so weird. Like I say, they've tried to give like symbiotes like half of like Peter Parker's supporting cast, and it's just so weird to me.
Yeah,
I think it's too much. You know?
Yeah, I do have to say that he plays pretty well in Marvel Champions. I just got to say that Agent Venom, he does. He has a deck.
Oh, you like his big deck in Marvel Snap? Okay.
How's normal Venom, Ray? How's normal Venom?
Well, he's a villain. He hasn't got a hero deck, so
come on.
So he's in the villain.
And that's also bullshit because, like, you know,
he's a villain. Come on,
Venom's been an anti-hero at times.
Yeah, I prefer.
I've got the omnibuses. Pal. Come back to my house and I'll show you. I'll open up Larry Hammer's omnibus and we can sit down and read it.
Oh my God, Dave! Mentioning Larry Hama, did you read the new GI Joe issue? The first issue. The first issue from Image. They let him start right where he left off. GI Joe 3.0, Real American Hero 301. It's good. It's good.
Wow. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put that in the show for next week. I want to read it because I love Larry Harbour's G.I. Joe. Like, I swear to God, like, when they bury me, I want them to bury me with the World Cup, my Lobo Encyclopedia, and a copy of G.I. Joe by Larry Harbour.
It looks like they're setting up something big, too, because, like, Cobra has, like, this chemical weapon, and it almost looks like it's a chemical weapon that would, like, turn people into zombies, so, yeah.
I need this, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's Hama. He picks up right where he leaves off.
By the way, just a shout out to all the classified fans out there, my G.I. Joe Steel Brigade classified figures are currently shipping. I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
So, Dave's on top. Dave's on top right now. We've got the World Cup, Ray. And
by
the way, has everyone noticed, since Australia won the World Cup, I've become a lot more outspoken, a lot more almost arrogant. And
yes, you're not the quiet little mouse that you usually are. Yeah,
but I'm so happy, and I've had friends say to me, "There's nothing more sickening than when you're happy." Nothing can knock me down.
I'm just waiting for that period, the honeymoon period, to die down. But we've got 4 years, Dave. We've got 4 years
of dominance, 4 years of celebration. We can guzzle from that cup. You know what I mean? We can just guzzle from it. We can throw it around. You know, we can do whatever the fuck we want with it. Like,
exactly.
Who cares what happens?
Exactly.
Like,
it's ours.
We can roll it around the ground. Like, that's what AB used to do. He used to roll around the ground. Yeah, it's great. We're getting off topic, but Minimum Carnage was a pretty boring event that was saved by some good character moments, but Enigma Force suck. Sorry.
A bit of a shout out as well. I noticed so we had Christopher Yost and Cullen Bunn writing most of it, right? I did see Declan Shalvey pencil some of the later issues. So what's 2012? Must have been early. Oh, actually, no, only a couple of years. Yeah, it was only a couple of years. Yeah, it was only a couple of years before he did the Warren Ellis run with Moon Knight. So
I love that
interesting.
Run. Yeah, I love that run, right? By the way,
it's a fantastic run.
Oh yeah.
So interesting. I'm just interested to see Declan Shalvey, and I think most of the art was Fan. I can't remember the first name, but yeah, pretty. I think decent art. There was some art that kind of took me out a little. Like there was a change in art. I know when they went into the Microverse, the art changed, and I understand why. But yeah, there was some inconsistencies with the art. But I think overall, I mean, the look of Carnage and Scarlet Spider, and particularly Carnage at the end, was really cool.
Yeah, that might be the other thing too. It's like it takes you out because there are so many different art styles in this. Again, if you had gone with like two artists, the regular Scarlet Spider artist and the Venom artist, maybe. But it's like there was way more than that art wise here. So.
Yeah, because the Enigma Force, they look different almost, and the I can't remember the name of the team that kind of engaged Carnage initially. That lady with the snakes for heads, like a Medusa, and then there were other characters.
I know the ones you mean. Yeah,
yeah, they looked different from issue to issue. So yeah, that was a bit off-putting, but yeah. But no, I enjoyed
imagine if you were. This would be hilarious. Imagine if you're the Marvel guy who's like, I only read Microverse, and you just hang out for whenever the Microverse gets mentioned. I guess you would have been super happy with Ant-Man Quantumania, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You know?
But no, I mean, yeah, like the good stuff, like we were saying, like when they're battling Carnage on Earth, like in that first issue, when Scarlet Spider like pops those talons and just like rips into Carnage, he's like, I'm starting to think you're not Spider-Man.
Yeah. I loved it when he cut his head off, and then Carnage's head, like the Thing, like John Carpenter's Thing, it just started growing trendles out of it, and then
it was cool.
That was so cool. Yeah.
When you do Carnage well, I think. The thing with Carnage, this is just my opinion, I feel limited doses is good. You bring him on, he causes havoc, you put him away again. Because he's a very one-note character, so you've got to be careful about not overusing him. Yeah.
Well, I really loved, I think it was, what was it, Maximum, Absolute Carnage, was it? Absolute Carnage?
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed that crossover, that big event, and then they had a few other Carnage ones after that, and I just stepped back. Like, there's a bit too much. You can, as you say, Dave, small doses.
Yeah, again, you can't water them down with 50 million stories. It's almost like hee ha ha man Ray. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah. Again, too much of that, and it's just
it's repetitive. There's a repetitive element to it, and I do agree though. He's a good character for artists to shine on when he goes crazy.
How about that? Yeah,
the tendrils and stuff.
How about I got to tip my hat to whoever the cover artist was was it Alpha? Or Omega, with all the little Carnages, and there was just Venom, and geez, that would have taken them bloody half a year to do. It's just awesome artwork, that cover art. I mean, so just wanted to shout that out. But Carnage is great, and he's very deadly. It's good because he's genuinely scary because you could seemingly kill him, and he's still back. And he's annoying because everything that you want to do to spite him, he seems to enjoy. Yeah. So, that's just his character. But, I kind of like it. It's good.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Alpha and the Omega had good covers. I mean, the Omega was with all the little Carnages. The Alpha is with Scarlet Spider and Venom fighting on the front cover.
Yeah, no, I think the Omega one is the best one, the pick of the bunch for me. Are we going to do scores or?
I'm going to give my score. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10.
Wow, Dave, I thought you would have done a 4 or something.
No, because I think there was elements. What saved it was some good banter and some good dialogue at times. That saves what is otherwise a fairly boring and pointless event. But I did feel the characterization, especially of Scarlet Spider interactions, saved it for me. In fact, I thought Scarlet Spider was the best character in this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually, it's I hate to say it, though, but the short time we've had with Kaine as Scarlet Spider, he's edging a little bit ahead of Ben Reilly just at the moment because he's just really cool at the moment. I love Ben Reilly, but, I'm looking right there, Phil, at the StreamYard platform, and I can see Chasm, so that's left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of liking Kaine at the moment.
You know what? I got to agree with Dave. I mean, the 6 out of 10. Out of all this, all the Kaine Scarlet Spider we read so far, this might be my least favorite. So
okay, yeah.
I mean, again, like Dave said, there's good elements. I like the stuff on Earth, but some of most of that Microverse stuff just left me kind of flat. So
yeah. I'll look, and I for the most part for 6 parts, like when I saw the what do you call it, the set list that we were to read this episode, I was like, oh my god, 6 issues. But actually,
what's Phil paying me? Is there money coming in the account or something? And then I opened up the trade and it was only about 150 pages, which I blazed through. It was one thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm about to say as well. Like I was actually pleasantly surprised with how easy it kind of flowed when I read it. So I wasn't bored at all. I enjoyed it. I'm not the biggest fan of the Microverse, but it was a different enough story. I love getting the odd cosmic, internally cosmic story. The characters, for me, they're kind of par for the course for this sort of story as well. I wasn't expecting much, and I didn't get much, and so my expectations were okay. So I gave it a 6.5. I think it's not up there in the higher echelons, but it was an enjoyable read. Like I found it enjoyable enough, and the artwork was good. A little bit of body horror with the the little things coming out of your face towards the end. So that's it was fun.
So basically, I thought Minimum Carnage was a play on Maximum Carnage. I guess Minimum is just your expectations.
Yeah.
Dial it down.
Yeah, it definitely leaned heavily on that play on the title, but had nothing to do with it. But yeah.
And again, I mean, we love this. The Scarlet Spider characters. I think it's again. I think he was the most out of place in this. Which again, this didn't do anything really for Kaine. It was basically a Venom crossover.
Yeah, you had him up speaking with. He got spat out in the Microverse with the Redeemer, so he kind of got the boring bit. I felt
Phil,
until
what
Carnage.
You should do. You know what Phil should do? Reach out to the writer of Scarlet Spider and see if you can get him on this.
Yost.
Oh, Yost. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I'm giving you a little job there. I just thought of that just then because he's alive. This isn't a Gardner Fox situation.
No,
that's true.
We don't have to summon the Dark Gods. We don't have to summon the Dark Gods on this one.
The Ouija board.
Yes, can you please come on and talk with us? But don't watch our Minimum Carnage review.
Watch the rest I'll dial it down. I'll dial it way down. Oh, no, we love it all, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, right, Minimum Carnage. Thumbs up. Give me more. Give me Minimum Carnage too.
Oh, gee, be careful what you wish for, Dave. Come on.
It's gonna be our barn door protocol. Like Lilith and I always joke. It's like if we ever get like Bendis or someone, we're like, we gotta scrub our YouTube. No, take it.
Yeah, no, it'd be funny for me. I do Legion Outpost, and we bash Bendis' Legion.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if we got him and we're like, oh yeah, we really liked your run, Bendis.
Gonna scrub yourself from the internet. Yeah.
Genius. All those episodes with your characters just standing in a room talking, which is great.
The same shots of the same heads, and you just change the dialogue. Yeah, that's great.
It was almost like nothing happened.
That would be so frustrating for an artist, you'd reckon. Imagine that, like 9 panels of just heads and faces. Yeah.
But you know what Bendis did a lot in that run? Like a lot as well. He had a really good artist whose name's escaping, but they were really good artists. He would do a clubhouse scene, which they did do in Legion Comics, but he would then do like just massive amounts of dialogue all over the thing. But he would do it like numerous times the same issue, and like it was like, Bendis, this should be one an issue, if not one an arc. You're doing this multiple times in the same issue, and all it's doing is just padding and just getting through pages,
making up the page count. Yeah.
I was like, it was almost laughable, Like,
how can they get away with stuff that's so transparent as well? That's what I.
Well, they don't on my watch. Yeah. We call him out every single episode, every single show.
I haven't seen much of Bendis these days, so that's what I'm saying. After his,
did he venture into TV because of Naomi, and didn't he? I don't know.
He was like an executive producer. I don't know how much he had to do with that, but after that, I don't. After his run at DC, I haven't seen him. After
he's taken his batter ball and gone to Dark Horse, and if you go to the shelves,
that's right.
All his creator-owned stuff, he's got to deal with Dark Horse to take it all. And the other day, I was in the store and I saw I was in the Dark Horse section, and I saw Bendis' Jinx, and I just laughed and thought no one could pay me enough money to buy this ever.
I mean, I haven't read that. I haven't read a lot of his creator-owned stuff, but I think, like if you read stuff like Miles Morales and stuff, I think Bendis is better with characters he created rather than pre-existing characters.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, at the end of the day, he's gone, thankfully, from DC, so, he's out of my life.
Yeah.
It's like a bad relationship. It's finally over after 20 years. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm out. I'm older, but I'm out.
Yeah, out for free.
You're not going to beat Dave anymore, Bendis.
Like, I suffered through those Legion issues for Legion Outpost. I complained. I still complain every show.
Superman run.
His Superman run sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Look, as always,
it was pretty ordinary. Yeah.
As always, Bendis, he'll give you like one good scene every now and then, and as if that's meant to be enough. Like, I think if I had to sum up his biggest problem, it's also his greatest strength. His greatest strength is he will hit the deadline and he'll provide the pages. The problem is he fills and he pads and he fills. And so it's like he makes the page count, but nothing else.
And he's every single time he's trying to reinvent the wheel, and sometimes you don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and not everyone has to sound the same. Not everyone has to be creepy.
all the characters sound the same, and it's like,
Yeah.
and he has the same go-to trick. It's like, oh, hey, let's reveal the hero's identity to the world. Daredevil, Superman. I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. He's
Team on the show, Phil.
changing Moon Knight's personalities. Ray, come on, Ray, come on.
I know. It's a sticking point. Yep.
And Ray, by the way, that friend of ours, and yours really, who has edited that book.
Yeah, Scott Weatherly, a bit of a shout out. Waxing and Waning, I think, or Waning and Waxing. It's essays on Moon Knight. It's been released on Sequa Art.
And you can get it on Kindle. I picked it up today.
And a Kindle, you can get it on Amazon, out now. A big shout out to the Loonies, Jonathan Sapsid and Lena, who contributed to two of the essays in the book.
Really?
So this is going global, so fair play. And they are now kind of part of Moon Knight literature, which is great.
It was a bit of a shame I didn't get called upon to write the Marlene chapter.
The Marlene one, yeah. What bra size should Marlene have? That was the subject
topless.
that topless.
She would have been topless for me, and
The best lingerie scenes from Marlene.
Yeah.
You're like, Dave, you're meant to write an essay. No pictures, Dave. No pictures. Put it away.
Yeah,
So.
I just would have written like a Penthouse Forum letter.
Plumber came over.
And I was like,
the
isn't this
sink
what you
wasn't-
guys wanted? Isn't this guys what you wanted? I was like, but also I reached out to him and I congratulated him, Ray, and he said he was keen to come on Signal as well. And I said,
yeah, to promote it. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I want to promote it. And Chuck Dixon provided an interview for it as well.
Yep, and Bill Sienkiewicz as well. So big names. Moon Knight.
Where was Mr. Moon Knight? Doug Munch? Nowhere.
He probably couldn't be contacted. I'm not too sure.
He was deep in all in his cycle, on the dark side of the moon.
Well, he's an older gentleman too, right?
He's an older gentleman. Yeah. He's Catch You in the Summer. So
Catch You in the Summer. Yeah, John Collins.
or maybe he's writing a new who story.
Batman, my favorite character. Moon Knight. Yeah, I'd read the Moon Knight one. Batman, my favorite character.
But it's pretty cool that Bill Sienkiewicz did a.
Yeah, I know. Because
I'm actually going to read that because I read Chuck's one. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
And it did cover some ground because when we've had Chuck on the Signal, I have asked him about Moon Knight on some occasions.
He can't remember though, can he?
No, he can. Yeah.
Can he? Okay. Well, I guess because he writes so much, but he couldn't remember some details. He
talked a lot about the mercenary stuff and everything, which I was loving. That was kind of what we focused on, Ray. I did ask him some questions about Marlene, but he didn't go into a level of detail that I would want.
Yeah, he can't remember because he wrote so much.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah, but I don't know, but I think it was really cool that your friend has edited this thing and put it all together, and well done to him. So,
yeah, well done. Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive. It's been a couple of years in the making. I think he kind of reached out ages ago. So full credit to getting it over the line. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I should do one on something that I care about, like Frank Castle, Sergeant Rock, something.
The new Punisher, Dave.
Except
the Microverse.
Yeah, I should do one of the Microverse. But instead of interviewing anyone, I'll just give my thoughts for 200 pages. My thoughts on the Microverse.
The deadliest and the sexiest characters in comics.
David Finn talks about the Microverse.
Yeah, the forward by David Finn is just like a 200-page forward.
And the Audible should just be me with the recorder on the phone just freewheeling for 2 hours.
Oh, that Marlene looked good in issue 26, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Marlene. Then Marlene entered the room. Where is she these days, right, Marlene?
She's overseas, apparently. She distanced herself, so she left America.
I'm distancing myself from the comics where she comes back.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Moon Knight's hanging out with Tigress, so.
Oh yeah, actually, that's pretty tasty. But doesn't the? I don't mean this to sound sexual, but it is. Doesn't the mind wander when you think of Tigress and Marlene together, and throw in whatever his name is, Mark Spector, and wearing the moonlight, maybe the bag over his head like he did in Warren Ellis. It just writes itself. It just writes itself.
Yeah. I'm just getting flashbacks of your comments about Madam Wed, Dave. That's all. A hopeful lesbian scene.
Yeah, Dave's like, I'm here for the plot of Madam Web. Meanwhile, it's just a picture of Sydney Sweeney, yeah.
but funnily enough, I actually was so happy with my comments that I brought them up on a recent show. Signal
did you?
I did a bit of shock, and Richard just didn't know what to say, so I just kept talking.
I just heard the best take on Madam Web. Why? Who talked about it? I did.
Me. It was me. No one else. But by the way, before we go, who's excited for Madam Web? Hands up, I am.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful. Yeah, the trailer looks cool. So
when does it come out? Is it coming out soon?
I think it's February. I think.
Oh wow, it's that far away.
Yeah,
no, it's not this.
I think in the first. Yeah,
I've flipped. I'm all for it now. And what's in my head last night as I was going?
What's in your head?
Seriously, last night. This is no joke. Last night, as I was going to sleep, I clicked on this image of Sydney Sweeney in the mask, and I just went, "Fuck yeah! Like, let's bring this fucking shit home!" Like, I'm just ready to see this, man. Like,
yeah, I'm sure you are.
Okay, February 14th, Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Yeah,
I love you.
What a tender gift to give Michelle. I'll say, Michelle, happy Valentine's Day. We're going to see
It's a female-led movie, Michelle. Let's go.
She's like, who? She'd be like, who? She go, is Spider-Man in it? I'm like, it's Spider-Man and Jason.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a female-led movie. Don't you want to support female-led movies? Come on.
The other day, this is no joke, I was at work and I asked one of the ladies who I work with, who I'm good friends with, and her son, like massive into the comic book movies. And I said to her, has he gone and seen the Marvels yet? And you know what she said? She goes, is that the female one? I laughed. Wow. I laughed. I was like, yeah, good to see the brainwashing hasn't quite worked. I just laughed. I go, yeah, it looks lame as hell. And we just laughed. You know, That was it.
Had I asked that already? Had you seen that, Phil?
What, the Marvels? Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I liked it better than the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still keen to see it, but I don't know when I can go see it.
I'll be catching it on streaming, just like Don Perlin. Catch me in the summer on that one. Don Perlin's like, I don't get out of bed for that.
Yeah.
I mean, but in May, I mean, one of the only Marvel movies we're getting in next year, Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
And that is something I'm definitely looking forward to. So, so the writer's strike and all that's lifted. Is that correct?
It's over.
Yeah, but everything's been delayed. So I mean, we were supposed to get the next Captain America movie in May, but they pushed that back to 2025. So now it's basically just Deadpool next year.
But they're in production again.
Yeah, everything's back in production, but everything just got delayed.
Yeah, and I read that Deadpool 3 is the only Marvel movie coming out next year. That's what I read. I don't know if that's true.
And it's R-rated as well.
Yeah.
And we got Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking... Have you seen? He's looking friggin' buff.
He's looking fantastic. He's looking
fantastic. For a 55-year-old, I think.
He's looking like a guy who's ready to come on Signal of Doom. He's going to be the golden goose that keeps on giving.
You have to take performance-enhancing drugs to go on Signal of Doom.
I just can't wait. I just can't wait for that movie. I've been waiting all my life for this movie.
It should be cool.
And they're giving him the yellow suit. I said that's probably just so because, he'll probably have the mask so that, poor Hugh Jackman, once they establish he wears that suit now, once he pulls that mask on, it's going to be a stunt guy or something.
Yeah. It's going to be 5'3" all of a sudden. It's gonna be...
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Oh, how great would that be if it was Hugh Jackman and then he throws on the mask and then meanwhile, then all of a sudden it's like Danny DeVito as his stunt double or something.
I saw recently that they're doing a Throw Mama from the Train sequel with Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal. Seriously.
Oh.
I'm like, are they recasting? Because that woman's passed away like many years ago.
I don't know about the status of the woman, but just the fact they're doing a sequel of something that was like God knows how long ago, that tells me that they're just running out of ideas in Hollywood. Like they just,
did you say Throw Mama off the train?
Throw Mama from the train, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, jeez, that's a blast from the past. Yeah,
I know they're doing a sequel.
Well, Sophia from Golden Girl, she's like long gone. Yeah.
I mean, they're and again, it's like it's safe, Dave, because instead of coming up with something new, it's like, oh, hey, remember this thing you loved like 30, 40 years ago? Hey, we're gonna make this sequel.
But I'm like, I kind of remember it, like, not that well. Like, I mean, I liked it then, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's that hot a property. really.
No, it isn't.
No.
You're kind of really scraping the well there.
Yeah.
But what happened? Like, I know this is a silly, stupid question, but like, during the 80s, we got all those great movies, and none of them were remakes or whatever. How come we're just like rehashing stuff now all the time? Where's the originality?
Again, all the cool stuff we got as kids, now these days, I'm like, what's my son going to remember? Oh, I remember the remake of this other movie, that's...
Well, no, but the sad thing is they'll probably not know about the original. Like, my movie's Gremlins. No, it isn't. The Gremlins came out in 86.
I always make sure. I'm like, kid, my boy, this is a remake of this.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. It is interesting at times we live in, that's for sure. But you know what? Sergeant Rock's still around. He's fighting the dead, so we've got some hope.
By Bruce Campbell. That's awesome.
Bruce Campbell and Eduardo Risso
Yeah.
From 100 Bullets, who does a fantastic job. So buy the hardcover, boys. Get out there. Support your local comic book stores. There you go.
Yes, exactly.
I buy mine off Amazon, but
support your... The rest of you should support your local shop. Dave does, but the rest of you,
I'm pointing a finger at all the rest of you who haven't done enough.
That's right, Internet. Dave's giving you the finger. Go support your comic shop.
One thing I love, one thing I absolutely love is when I first used to listen to podcasts, they used to be like, the new Hawkeye's coming out. Make sure you go out and buy multiple copies and do this and do that. And I'm like, all this work I'm supposed to do, I'm like, it'll fail or it'll succeed. I'm not going to be like the tipping point and like it's almost like payola. Buy 100 copies, and I'm like, no, I won't.
That's just not practical for you. What would you need 100 copies for anyway?
But like they were sort of
finger
to the audience saying, if you don't do this, you're the reason it fails. I'm like, it fails if there's not enough support, and interest. I'm sorry.
Again, no matter what character you love, all comes down to is money. Support. Support the books you love with money. Because when I talked to Saladin and Ahmed, who's writing the new Daredevil, he even said, because I was like, oh, we wanted like a new Elektra book. How can we get a new Elektra book? He's like, it's basically, he has to sell. That miniseries that's coming has to sell however many copies.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? I mean, Dave, I think they said that. That Larry Hama, the new G.I. Joe issue, I think it sold 100,000 or over 100,000 copies.
Awesome.
That's good, isn't it? Is that good?
Oh, yeah. For these days? Yeah.
Today's market, that's good.
Yeah. And then the new Transformers series, I think I saw, was it the first issue? That sold like 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Look, it's been really good that G.I. Joe and Transformers have gone to that imprint because I think it's given it a real lease of life. It's well deserved too. Larry deserves all the victory laps he could take. He's done so much for that franchise.
Can I also shout out as well? Just while he was on here, just briefly, Russell. He made mention that Marvel are releasing the Godzilla years in Omnibus, which is pretty cool.
They're releasing a lot of stuff. I mean speaking of, I think because I know him and Justin are excited. They're releasing Micronauts Omnibus. ROM Omnibus, the first one's coming in January. Okay. Yeah,
cool.
In that case, I apologize for my Micronauts comments earlier.
But I mean, they must have got back the rights to a lot of that stuff then.
That must be it. But they've lost.
I bought that Planet of the Apes one that came out a while ago.
The mini,
it was like a collection of the 70s Planet of the Apes adaptations of the movies.
Yeah.
But also, you mentioned him earlier on the show, Doug Munch did a really good black and white Planet of the Apes thing called Terror of Planet of the Apes. Okay. I own it digitally, but it'd be very interesting to get that, as a hardcover or something.
Yeah. I'm sure that'd be great.
I'd really enjoy that. That would make my life complete.
I haven't read it yet, but there's a miniseries out now from DC. What is it, Justice League vs. Godzilla or something?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I saw that advertised. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
I'd be interested, part of me when I hear that thinks how lame, but I'd be interested to get the opinion of someone like a Russell or someone who knows Godzilla to give me their honest opinion of that. Honestly. I'm not joking, actually. I'm being honest.
So the problem, though, with that is that you can't have the heroes lose, right? So it's almost like a pointless
I'd just be interested to know what it's... I'd be interested to know what... I know Godzilla fans who collect toys, the Godzilla toy collectors, and they're very, very passionate and knowledgeable fan base. I'm being
Yeah,
serious.
Russell's one of them. Yeah.
Okay, well, Russell's one of them, so I'd be interested to get Russell's opinion of that.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I need to catch up on that because, I mean, again, it's interesting because it's not such a one-sided fight because, I mean, you have Superman on your side, Wonder Woman, you know, it's not going to be quite the one-sided.
Like, in all honesty, though, like, I hate to be this guy. Like,
no, you don't.
I don't know.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I don't.
No, you
I
don't.
actually love being this guy.
Yeah.
But Superman really should be able to annihilate Godzilla.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know he's going to be depowered. And I do know Godzilla is actually quite powerful. Like, much more than I realized as a kid.
Yeah.
He's actually got a lot more powers than I realized. But, you know, I
But
actually
sorry.
enjoyed that Godzilla vs. Kong movie. It's stupid.
No, that was
right?
awesome. I love
enjoyed
that.
it.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it. Well, there you go. Thank you, Ray. I enjoyed it too.
Did you see all the Die Hard references?
No.
Okay, so if you ever watch it next time, the director said he intentionally, if you look at Kong, some of the action that he like, he's like when he jumps off the ship, when he staggers down, all of that is like pretty much John McClane action scenes. Yeah. Which is, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you wouldn't correlate that together, but if you look at it, you can see Die Hard in there. Pretty cool.
Well, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. You know?
Yeah, it was great. I love it.
Cool. Well, are we done, guys? Because I've got to go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun. 6 out of 10 from me. Ray gave it
6.5.
I gave it a 6, so.
I'm looking forward to getting back to just standard Scarlet Spider. You know?
All right, well, next time, and you'll be happy to hear this, Dave, only 2 issues next time.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Yes.
I'm sure. I mean, I can't wait for the Peter David run, Phil, which I know is later down the track.
Yeah, the Ben Reilly.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
This
yeah.
is good.
Yeah, next time we're just going to do Scarlet Spider 12 and 12.1. Remember when they did that, kids? They did a bunch of
I do remember
.1
that.
issues. So.
It's very annoying, but yeah, I do remember it. Yeah.
So, yes, we are going to do that.
It's
Yeah,
almost as annoying as 0.5 issues. You know?
exactly. All right, kids. So, yeah, send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. It's the holiday season. Go pick up some Capes and Lunatics merchandise. That's not Capes and Lunatics, right? Come on.
Yeah,
you know what? I was wore my Into the Night shirt today.
Kind is cool.
Kind?
Oh.
Gee. Like,
Dave's like, what a poser.
yeah, I'm like, oh, well, I'm actually disappointed in Ray. I'm just like, oh, Ray. Like, really? Like,
you're so PC. You're so Dave said, you're so PC, Ray.
That's great.
I
Pull it
normally
out.
cut Ray a break, but I have to admit I was disappointed in Ray.
You don't like the original Punisher, do you, Ray? Come on.
Yeah, come on, Ray. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you prefer this new guy, don't you, Ray?
Oh,
Yeah, Ray.
You love the Microverse, don't you, Ray?
The Microverse. I just can't get enough Microverse, man.
I need a parody.
Microverse for life.
I need a parody commercial of that, for like Viagra or Cialis. Be like, man, do you suffer from Microverse?
Yeah.
The Microverse, where nothing matters.
All right. And again, so yeah, you can find everything, including a link to join our Patreon where, yes, multiverse over there. You never know which Lilith you're going to get. They drunken Lilith Hellfire, high as hell Lilith Hellfire, but they're all going to be angry. So find it all at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. And Lilith, have fun in Vegas for your birthday. So.
Oh, wait.
Oh, happy
have
birthday. Have fun in Vegas.
That's pretty much her annual trip.
Las Vegas.
It's pretty much her annual trip.
What goes on tour stays on tour.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, we're not going to get any stories from there. Yeah, unless they're going to bail her out of prison. Yeah, we're not getting any stories from
I
there.
love it. That's fun.
All right, Ray, do your plugs first.
Plugs, of course, Ray Pod at REY Pod. I'm all over social media. I'm like a big rash. So just scratch me, and I'll talk to you. So yeah. Also, big shout out as well before I forget, Dave, you'll love it. Marvel Champions Deadpool has been released. The Hero Pack Deadpool is in the house. Apparently, he's awesome. I haven't got it yet, but I will be picking it up. Anyway, Ray Pod, check it out.
Yeah, what is this? What is this bullshit I see on the ITK Facebook page? You're like, oh, sorry, there hasn't been an episode out yet. I'm like, yeah, 'cause you're too busy with the Marvel Snap. What the hell are you doing, Ray?
Yeah, you're just leaving Moon Knight in the gutter, man. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm coming back. I'm coming back full force. I just need a bit of a recharge. Be all good.
And you
know
know
you're soaking in the lunar rays, are you?
And you know he'd be he wouldn't be
Sacrifices.
giving any attention to that Spider Woman podcast either if Saren wasn't cracking the whip over there. Come on.
No. That's going well as well. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm loving that. We're doing the classic run at the moment. But we're going to be talking to Steve Fox very soon, who's the writer of the new Spider
Nice.
Oh, that's
series.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Couple of balls down the gob.
Yeah, well.
I wish David had been taking a drink at that point.
That was funny. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Go ahead, throw it in. It was just a really nice package.
Well, it was.
Well, you know who this man is, right?
The Hard Master.
No
The Hard
Microverse here,
Master.
baby.
Oh!
Sex on the
hilarious,
mind.
right?
Exciting times to be a pimp.
All right.
You know.
Mr. Dave, Mr. Signal of Doom, where can people find your hot and fresh takes?
They can find me ranting and raving at Signal of Doom on a weekly basis. Basically type in Signal of Doom on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever, on X, I guess I should say. And you'll find me. And we also do Legion Outpost, which is a Legion of Superheroes podcast that Adam and the Computer and I do. But yeah, thanks so much for having me on. It's always been a pleasure.
It's always an exciting time when you're here, Dave. It's never boring.
Thank you. No, it shouldn't be. I try to speak. I tell myself that I'm going to be so well behaved, and then I just lose the plot like within about 5 seconds.
That's not what I don't pay you for, Dave. Come on.
Yeah, don't restrain yourself, Dave.
I tell myself, but then someone says something like it's from the fucking Micronauts. I'm just like, fuck the Micronauts. Like that's not a positive. That's not a positive.
Oh, I'm gonna be good, but then there's bullshit everywhere. All right, kids. Yes. These boys will be back you'll hear it in 1 month, even though we're recording next week. But yes, in 1 month, you'll hear Scarlet Spider 12 and 12.1 back to Dallas.
To round out 2023.
But until then, swing on back. Swing out of that damn Microverse.